It's Sunday. It's CWC 2020 Day still as well. Welcome everybody for another hype match this weekend. One of the final ones we'll be presenting you. This time around South Korea versus Italy. I am here with Kujibo. Hey dude.
Yeah, it's going.
I'm doing good. And you?
I'm not too bad. Winners bracket match here as well. So this will determine the second player going straight through to the top three. So very important matchup for both teams.
Yeah, we can all feel like winners. Yeah, we were quickly going over that before we just got started. And we kind of came to a similar conclusion as to what should happen, probably, with us both agreeing on at least that South Korea will very likely take the win. Just with us not being quite on the exact same line with the score line, me thinking that Italy might grab a point or two, and you thinking it'll be a clean sweep, right, for South Korea.
I think South Korea is incredibly strong once again this year. They're always dominant in a lot of these tournaments. It's very. You still have a very strong team with Italy, but this is incredibly fierce opposition.
Yeah, that is correct. It tends to be that case for most teams. Even the stronger teams will end up with similar scorelines versus teams like South Korea or China than the lower end teams, most of them being either close to clean sweeps or clean sweeps. So it's going to be tough for Italy, especially thinking of the fact that South Korea just has a way more balanced roster than Italy. And even the argument where you have Karim and Arma for Italy doesn't really fare that well against South Korea because their players are on a similar level when it comes to hard rock and double time. So it's very hard for them to show their forte here and actually take points in hard rock and double time, probably playing against this team that is also well rounded and will definitely smack Italy with hidden and make it really hard for them to actually take a lead, if anything, or take any points at all.
Amazing generalist players like Spectator and Rockmar. Then you've also got some really strong specialist players like QWHJ and Motion as well. Motion also really good at the generalist play as well as QWH, but both Motion and QWH really strong on hard rock, and also Motion's DT is pretty much near untouchable. So you do really live up to their reputation.
Exactly, and they've done that for many years already. Italy hasn't really gotten this far into the tournament ever, and this is going to be a little new for them. They should be about as strong as they were in earlier stages, I should say, with Karim and Arma probably still do really well on these map pools, and then the third field player, as we tend to call him, for this team, probably performing a little worse than them, maybe actually bottlenecking the team against a team like South Korea, for example. But South Korea grows stronger as the tournament continues, and the further you get and the harder the map pools become, the harder it becomes to beat South Korea at all. And we shall see today if Italy can show any type of resistance. Do obviously cheer on your team that you want to win. So if there's any Italy supporters, let us know. And yeah, chat is there for you to cheer them on with. They'll hopefully appreciate it and see it. And the same goes for South Korea. They still have to put in the effort. Obviously, beating Italy is got to be pretty tough. Definitely tougher than most countries.
Yeah. I mean, this is top four after all, so like, obviously underestimating a team is still going to be costly even if you're South Korea. So definitely not looking to underestimate anyone here. So
yeah,
not this late in the game anyway. Once again, somewhat serious warm-ups here. Map by Spectator. I almost thought that said I lost my flip, but there's no I in there.
Darn it, there's no I. Not happy about that at all. Spectator, what have you done? Yeah, lost my FLT. So far, a very nice performance here for Motion, still double S-ing. It's a bit of a more serious warm-up map, definitely.
I think I've only seen one meme this weekend so far. I did skip through warm-ups while watching a couple of the VODs though, so I'd very much understand if I missed one or two.
Would be unfortunate if there's that little. I'm not proud of you guys. Come on, you can do better. Still very impressive emotion to hold combo through these paths. World-class player, as we already mentioned. And I think the weight on the shoulders on Vito this round is going to be really heavy. Considering they are playing South Korea. Very likely either the strongest team in this tournament or the second strongest team. Oh, never mind. Is South Korea just going to fail? Oh, no, it's just Rockma. Okay. And the weight on his shoulders is going to be really big because the only way they can really gain points from South Korea is via no mod, maybe through Hard Rock as well. But he's going to have to do his utmost best and FC those maps probably, considering South Korea is very likely going to do the exact same. So it might actually make him even more nervous, and that will maybe even translate into him playing worse than against a lower end team.
It's just very very pressuring, obviously, for the third player, as there are like 4 Koreans inside the top 50, and 3 of those Koreans are top 10. So, like, this is going to be incredibly high pressure, no matter who is playing. So,
exactly.
It's not so much. I wouldn't even say like the thirds would be like bottlenecking the team. It's just with such a strong opposition roster, it's kind of hard to like. I don't know, it's kind of hard to have huge resilience against that.
Yeah, exactly. It's just nerve-wracking, especially when South Korea gains momentum. If they were to be able to do that in the first 3 maps, two maps in a row is already enough for South Korea to get the steamroller working pretty much. And from that point on, it's going to be really tough for Italy to stay composed, do their plays at their very best. We shall see how they'll stack up. Maybe we are absolutely underestimating Italy. We don't know. But that is just our take on it. As we wait for the second warm-up here of the Camellia remix.
Yeah, I hope we are underestimating them.
Yeah, what does chat think?
I really hope Italy like pulls it out and has like, you know, gives them a run for the money, like 5-7, even 4-7, like strong points on the board. That'd be really good to see, and definitely intimidating if you're going to be Italy's opposition in the later rounds too.
Exactly. It would definitely be very handy for them to, if they were to lose to South Korea, to not lose by a big margin, because that will just show them to be really strong in losers bracket. If they were to indeed take, for example, 4 points or so, they will come into the loser bracket looking a little bit stronger than the USA, for example, as they lost 62 against South Korea. So you gotta consider all these aspects when tackling this match analytically. Here we have a crazy performance from both Karim and Motion. They're both smelling blood and they really want to show off their skills here.
Oh yeah.
Impressive indeed.
Both Armor and Motion on 97%. Karim with high 96.
QWGH is also working towards 96 on the slower part. interesting to see Kuro Rev still mapping. I haven't heard of that guy in a really long time. One of the Italian players.
I don't actually don't know Kuro Rev. I've played a couple of his maps, but like other than that, I don't really know anything.
Yeah, a bit of an old guy by now. I think we can call him that.
I mean, like, he might be maybe a bit before my time if I don't see him around really. But interesting thing right now is both motion and armor as actually up to an S.
Yeah, will they be able to hold on to it? Is the big question. These are very nasty left rights, as you can see. Even Karen really struggling with them. Armor obviously being the left-right king, queen.
Wiggles having huge spacing there, so you know.
Alright, see, really impressive plays there for all players. These are just warm-ups, but these are both warm-ups that were played were actual warm-ups in the true sense of the word. Even though they were a little bit memey, they actually will warm you really well with all the left rights and the difficult patterns. 17 misses for both motion and armor, extremely impressive there. An A for Karam as well, not entirely sure what KWH had there. Time for roll, 67, I mean, for Karam, and motion rolled 92, so that's really high. South Korea getting the picking advantage. And banning advantage at that as well. So, Italy having to ban first.
Honestly, I think HD AR8 something.
So off-brand is gonna get banned.
You want him banned before I could even predict it. Motion will probably ban no mod though.
That's what I'm thinking as well. And they're actually banning a map from one of their teammates, Rockmar's map here. And that is not no mod but Hard Rock. So South Korea does consider the possibility of Italy trying to overpower them with Hard Rock, as we already mentioned Armor and Karen being really strong Hard Rock players.
As long as they don't...
Come again?
Sorry. I was just gonna say, as long as I don't get called out in the chat again.
I apologize. I interrupted you this time. I'm so sorry. Kajiba.
No.
That is not on purpose at all.
It's
Forgive me.
excitement is high.
It is. We are gonna get started with a bit of a easy, well, not too hype song, Lotus. And that is pretty interesting to see.
Yeah.
Getting started with the convert here.
Surprising that Korean's gonna go with Lotus. Obviously having that strong hidden lineup, motion, spectator, and most likely they might pull Rockman here.
Yeah, I'm guessing they will, even though I don't see QWH quite jumping out yet. Rockma is really good in these hidden maps. Rockma is a really interesting tournament skill set in my opinion, being really good at hidden in late stages, but also at double time, so kind of the contradictory mods almost, you could call him. But he's pretty consistent on those, in later stages especially. He's a really fast double time player, we all know that. But doing hidden good as well is obviously really impressive. On the other hand, still really solid on Hard Rock obviously, but not quite on the top end level of his rank bracket, him being a single digit player. So at least I still think he's a single digit player after the PP rework. Not 100% sure on that, but I think he is. Rockma being rank, drum roll, 5. Yeah, there you go.
5, yeah. So, I don't know. They're close. They're close in resemblance. And also, big thanks to Sumdi Lumdi for the Twitch Prime sub.
Yeah, thank you very much indeed. We do appreciate it. All funding will go into the tournament as we get started with the first map of these two titans. Italy versus South Korea. Best of 13. Hidden pick from South Korea as expected. Let's see how the Italians will stack up in this one. Interesting lineup from South Korea, though, having QWH play this one.
WH still no slouch when it comes to hidden. Obviously, incredibly strong on converts. I always see him on a lot of leaderboards. Very hard player to beat out.
That's correct. First miss here for Spinaccia on Italy's side.
And motion for South Korea is also going to find a miss there, trading with Spinacina.
But that is not going to fare too well, as everybody on Italy misses.
Yeah, and QWH and Spectator both missing for South Korea there as well.
Exactly, most of the only one with
trade there. Well,
all misses incoming from Italy, though. Karim is not able to build up a combo yet. Spinazzina is getting close to 100, and 119 is going to miss right before he gets to 200 mark.
Yeah. QWH also making a couple of slight prediction errors with a couple of placements, missing 1 or 2 notes on the way to the break as well.
Yeah, fair lead, however, for South Korea so far. It's not the most humongous, but it's enough. Ooh,
the
lots of
double
misses.
miss. Spectator in motion, looking like they've traded with Karim and Spinacina there.
Yeah, but more misses here for Italy for 119 and Karim again. South Korea having more consistent combos throughout the map. Karim missing again.
I like this section. Motion gonna miss here, but this section's quite relaxing.
It is, but not for these players, sadly. Spinazzina is really in distress now, missing 2 times in a row. 119 building up to 200. First 200 combo on Italy's side. Karim is getting close to it as well. But they don't have the combo advantage.
I think this map will be hard if it's standard with hidden as well.
Could very well be, but we're not looking at standard, and Italy right now is actually getting slaughtered towards the end of the map with Karim and 119 missing. Whereas QWH in motion actually built up some very fair combos towards the end. Spectator dropping that right before the end. And that is a very substantial score difference. That jumped up from 70,000 to almost 300,000 points in that second portion of the map. And South Korea is going to take that easy, as Italy is going to have to counterpick.
Spinacina and Karim both struggling more throughout, but Karim really had some sharp drops at the end. Graph does not lie.
Exactly. We're going to wait for Italy's pick now. What do you predict they'll try? Are they going to jump Hard Rock, or are they going to jump into No Mod instead? What do you think?
Honestly, I'm thinking more No Mod. And they could go maybe the Convert Hard Rock. And they're going to go for Memi, so kind of countering what I was saying a bit with the fairly safe Overdose BS Power Explosion.
A map from Lacrima. This is definitely something that Vito will be more comfortable on than the other 2 maps in the Hard Rock bracket, so I can see this happen indeed. Indeed, Vito jumping in, probably Armor hopping into that 3rd spot in a bit. We have Motion swapping out for Rockma this time around. That is interesting. Bit of an unexpected setup for South Korea, if I say so myself, for Hard Rock. Not a bad setup by any stretch of the imagination, but not quite what I would have expected them to do.
So yeah, I do think it's good as well. It's good for having a lot of your star players being able to swap out and just take a break. So that way pressure and expectation just doesn't get way too high. I mean, obviously Korea can get really well under pressure, but if the pressure is unnecessary, then you might as well just cool off for a round or 2. While you've got the comfort to do it anyway.
Yeah, that's fair. They have the opportunity to do that with their roster, so might just make good use of it. But it's pretty... You would want to get your A team in on a map like this, as it's Italy's first pick, obviously. So that is why I found it a little interesting. You might actually want to do that on your own picks rather than on the picks of Italy. But We shall see how it works out. I mean, it's not a bad team once again, this, but it's a little unexpected not have motion play this one. But Rockman does say that he has not missed on this map ever, I think, looking at chat, saying that if he were to miss, this would be his worst play on the map, so let's hope that's true.
At the same time, Rockma also said, I had blue screen 7 times yesterday, help.
Let's hope he didn't quite overclock his CPU or GPU too much, getting an unstable system or whatnot. Getting all those extra frames in.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a crucial map for Italy have their first pick and probably the best shot at getting a Hard Rock pick in their pocket. Vito is going to be the player to watch out here for. Karim and Armor should probably fare fine. Maybe a little bit wonky from Karim as he just played Hidden. We shall see, actually. As we are getting started. Only QWH playing. And now, Sakri scores infinitely higher than it. Okay, never mind. We're back.
They're taking an early 50k lead.
Wonderful. Okay, and now we are all synced up. So QWH did have a few weird misses seemingly at the start. I think that wasn't actually a bug. I'm not entirely sure though.
Oh, I mean, it's a bug. It would have been fixed by now, surely.
Well, I'm guessing Italy's going to take an early lead then. Yeah. So it's only Vita missing in their end. But Rockma's going to miss there.
Advantage for now, anyway. But
yeah, Italy's going to
have only like
full team miss here for Italy, so South Korea is going to run away with it right now. Because everybody's over 2 in the combo at the side of South Korea. Very unfortunate there for Italy. This is going to be really hard to come back from.
in the tournament, it kind of makes you wonder if Hidden Hard Rock is kind of impairing some of the reading on the side of Vito.
It shouldn't be, but he's going to miss again, however.
Well, I mean, I kind of say impairing, but I mean, like, what I really mean is, like, slight prediction errors. QWH and Spectator are going to miss, so it's not completely over for Italy, but they do need more misses if they want to move forward.
Karim missed there, and Arma is going to miss right now too. So Rockma is going to be the only super high combo on the board. Vito back at 200, dropping now, however. And Italy is again at a combo disadvantage, I do believe. Only slight, but there's not a lot of map left here as we are getting into the final 10 seconds. So this is sadly not going to work out in Italy's favor, despite the really good performance. South Korea beating them on their best shot at Hard Rock here. No FCs to be seen. And that's going to be a second point for South Korea, as they comfortably go into their second pick.
Rockma did miss, but as Dave said, he still got MVP. So, still very impressive. Still top of the lobby, even if he did just do his first non-FC run on it. Next pick we'll see is the Shattered Time.
Alrighty, so going into Nomad for the first time this match. We've got a question in chat, not a catch player. How does Hidden help some players with reading? Some players do tend to struggle with thinking there's too much clutter on the screen, too many notes. Hidden obviously eliminates the bottom half of your screen, so you won't see those notes, and it just makes it a little bit more organized for them, which tends to help especially at the higher AR spectrum. So a lot of people just purely do it for for reasons that I just mentioned about it just looking a little bit more organized and not as cluttery. But that is not everybody. Not everybody has that. It's kind of like a 50-50 thing.
I'm the complete opposite. Like, I'll misjudge a lot of slight erratic movements. I sometimes miss pixel jumps as well. So, I only go hidden hard rock for extra PP.
You could do that too. It doesn't multiply your score here in the tournament setting. Score V2 doesn't give hidden any kind of multiplier. It's only 1.0. So again, it's just purely for reading purposes, and it's quite popular, but not everybody does. In this lobby, it's Veto. Well, not this lobby, but the previous lobby. Veto does that. Motion does that. I think Rockma also does that. Karim and Arma, on the other hand, don't, as far as I know.
I'd almost say Motion's pretty 50-50. Like, I see him do just standalone hard rock a lot as well.
That's correct. Yeah, he can do both. He's a bit of a hybrid in that sense. He doesn't really have a preference, I do believe. Well, he might have, but he's not going to express it as much. He can do both quite fine. It kind of depends on the map, I think, for him. He doesn't, like, just whack it onto everything, as some people do.
Yeah. So, fairly low AR pick here, 8.8, and what I've heard, Arma not the biggest fan of like low AR stuff below 9 and stuff, so we'll see how Arma does here. Arma and Karim gonna miss together.
Yeah, Rockman's gonna miss, but that's gonna give the lead to South Korea anyway. Arma, indeed, not really being a fan of low AR, and this is really low for Arma, so I do wonder how they'll perform for the remainder of the map.
Yeah. Arma gonna drop again. Just underdashing very slightly there.
Yeah, it's very hard for them to adjust to these low ARs.
Karim gonna drop as well, also very proficient at high AR, but kinda less so on lower AR. Still not so bad, but high AR definitely more his preference. A lot of misses here though.
Yeah, exactly. The entire team of Italy and Rockma are gonna miss. Motion and R18 still a full combo. R18 is gonna drop it too, but look at that score difference already, over 200,000. And again, South Korea is towering over Italy as we get into the last fourth of the map.
Italy dropping very hard here. First the miss from 119 and then a double miss from Karim and Arma. So Italy very much on the back foot right now. Arma gonna drop once more.
Yeah, on the other hand, South Korea is already getting close to 200 combos across the board. Only R18 at 180 still. And Motion still having the full combo towards the end of the map. I'm not entirely sure if there's going to be any intense section. The final spinner is going to dictate South Korea as winner with 400,000 points of difference. And this is really starting to become a slaughter fest at this point.
Very unfortunate for Arma. Missing just before that last spinner and just kind of giving up on the spinner as well. But unfortunately, there wasn't really much they could do that late in the point.
Alright, see. Italy opting for double time. Towa no Maigo. The convert double time pick. So we are gonna get ourselves a treat from every single mod pool right from the get-go.
Oh, yeah. And has a lot of good songs, and I like her vocal range. Of course, twice the speed this time. Still nice though. As long as they keep Nightcore off.
Definitely preferable for Italy. And not a lot of changes here to the South Korean roster. Spectators are going to hop in for R18. Trollingor is going to hop in for Italy to replace Right.
1-9.
Yeah, 1-9. I was thinking that was him playing the previous map.
Got you.
You've got my back, buddy. Thank you so
I got
much.
you,
My
man.
God,
I got you.
you're lovely. You're lovely chap. Yeah, let's see how Italy fares in double time. Losing this would mentally break them up, probably, because they will have lost in every mod pool in a row if that were to happen. With South Korea then leading 4-0, so they really do need this point to happen for them. So do cheer on your favorite team. Let them know that you are here to support them. And they are gonna need it a lot this time around, especially Italy.
If you're on the side of Italy, don't hesitate to show them your love.
Definitely don't. Oh man, trolling goal. Early misses here.
Everyone else is gonna navigate up to 200 combo fairly easily.
Karamis are gonna drop the 200 combo as well. So again, South Korea getting a very strong head start here.
A terrifying double time lineup, and Spectator's gonna find the first miss, but SS is still from Motion and Rockma, holding on very well. And I don't think it's gonna be enough, but Rockma's gonna find a miss.
Trollingo's going to trade it though, so the combo advantage is only very slightly in the hands of Italy at the moment. They're not going to be able to take back the lead, but at least they're still in the game. Going to be essential for them not to miss, but Karam is going to miss anyway. Twice even.
Beck is going to drop again, but Rockma is back up to 200 combo at the moment, so he will negate that sort of loss of combo with that drop there.
This part is really tough. Karim not quite doing that properly. Trollingar is going to miss 2, and that lead for South Korea is going to extend further. 150,000 points of difference by now. And there's only like 20% of the map left. Not entirely sure if Italy can do anything at this point. They'll need several entire team drops in the end of South Korea. And I don't see that happen anytime soon.
All eyes on Motion right now is he is still holding the SS, and he's just going to walk it home. Very strong showing for his team, and showing absolute dominance over Italy for this DT pick. Almost said HD, but I saved it.
Big blunder time.
Yeah, the one miss and the 2 miss.
Yeah, exactly. Singular misses for Rockman Armor, and Trollingo's gonna have a 3 miss. Kerem 4 miss. Very impressive scores across the entire board, though, honestly speaking. That is really good from all players. But South Korea, again, edging out Italy, but quite a large score difference.
This is like kind of the thing. This is like kind of the thing that you see sometimes where you'll find a lot of teams like going up against each other and having games of like 7-3 or like 7-2 or something, but then they'll have like 5 or 6 of those points will be like, oh, it was only 1 or 2 misses of difference, or like, oh, it was only 15, 20,000 points. It's like sometimes you'll have like trades that are much closer than they appear.
Philosophy with Kojima, everybody.
Very long-winded point, but sometimes it's hard to be concise.
But I get your point.
Late brain.
We absolutely get your point, however. It's fine. If you don't, you can always ask us questions. That's what we're here for. We're going to see Talent Shredder being picked here. A map from Spectator. He's going to stay in the lobby. He's going to check out his own map from 2012. That's so long ago by now. In OC terms. Wow.
Yeah, we will answer as many questions as possible. And if you are watching this as a VOD right now, hello from the past.
Whoa. We're gonna get really time traveling philosophical now, aren't we?
Yeah.
If you're watching from a different multiverse, hi. Thanks for tuning in as well. If you want to, you can support one of your teams. Type it in chat. Italy's gonna need it, especially now, down by 4 points. Still no points on their end of the scoreboard. And this being South Korea's pick obviously will favor them.
I almost thought that was a plug for a second. Like, a plug for something that kind of goes over your profile. It's very nice looking. What was it called again?
We're gonna do
That's
the
right,
thing.
a banner.
The banner, everybody. We still have banners. And they look really flashy on your profile. They're not too expensive, and you will support your team as well as the tournament prize pool in general, buying them. They look nice. You might want to go check those out if you want to. We'll love you for it. And don't forget to follow the channel while you're at it, because you'll get an email notification whenever we go live with any content that goes live, and you don't want to miss out on any of the action, any of the recaps. And if you're feeling generous, you can even subscribe. Like vv637313623 says, the 110 times, maybe even more by now. We don't know, the Mad Lab.
Actually, I haven't seen too many more since like 105. But like, the cracking 100 is just absolutely incredible, honestly.
That is true. I wonder how this will play out. Honestly speaking, I think for Hidden, this is going to be Italy's strongest map. I think that people like Spinazzina and 119, who are from the older eras, will actually do quite well on this map. I wonder how Karim is going to fare. And we have South Korea with their obvious very strong lineup here once again.
Very excited to see spectator plays on map as well. Triple miss for Italy, and looks like they triple missed twice. Spinazzina also going to miss there as well. Karim dropping too.
Goodness, and South Korea is almost doubling Italy's score right now.
Very rough start. I mean, like, even as a veteran player, sometimes you don't always get around to playing every map, especially with like new content all the time. So like, there is a chance that like until this week, none of the players of Italy may have seen this. And Karim gonna miss a bit there. Spinazzina also gonna miss as well.
Not entirely sure if that's the case, but that's fine. Italy really can't do anything with only motion missing once here for South Korea. And they're going to see each other's scores, and Italy is going to see heartbreak on their end.
Fortunately, huge point gap, 200,000, and 119, the only one still holding an S for Italy.
Rockman's going to find the second miss for South Korea, but that's not really going to do anything yet.
Yeah.
And now the entirety of South Korea has dropped as well, with Spectator being the final one to do so on his own map.
Fortunately, Korea still having the advantage, so Italy not able to pull it back, and Karim gonna miss really hard there.
Italy doesn't have the fuel at all to beat South Korea on this map so far. They're gonna have to pick up their combos and hope for more misses from South Korea. The score difference is already this extremely large, only halfway through the map. Misses from Spectator are not gonna mean anything, as everybody on Italy seems to struggle still.
119 doing everything he can, still above 99%, so very solid at the moment. Just trying to keep Italy, just trying to stop that score margin from getting too much bigger.
He's gonna try his best, but it's not gonna be enough though, looking at that score difference. South Korea is going into the 2 million score, as Italy's only at 1.6 million.
And we are going to get into the last quarter, so yeah, South Korea definitely just very strong here, and 119's going to miss again. Just Italy struggling very much on this. Spinazzina going to fail, just missing that entire section right there. 119 going to miss again. Karim has recovered. He's seeming to adapt to this now a bit.
But looking at this side of South Korea, it's just a way different story over here. Spectator only missed once through that entire section. Motion only having one miss throughout the entire map. Again, incredible performance. He did an amazing spinner as well. Rockman, 900 plus combo. Spectator is the only one to bottleneck the team, only slightly. It really doesn't matter, as even Spectator has over 40,000 points more than the highest scoring player on the side of Italy. Again, South Korea slaughtering Italy on that one. A single miss for Rockman Motion, and nothing can be done on Italy's side to prevent that point from going to South Korea at all.
South Korea just incredibly strong on their pick. And I suppose that's why it's called their pick.
That is true. That makes sense. But yeah, it's just incredible, even on a pick from South Korea themselves, to see these kind of score differences. And it's not looking like Italy really has a chance to even take a single point right now. Looking at the way things have been going this far, it's looking really bleak. I'm not entirely sure what Italy will pull out to try and recover from this.
Maybe just taking a quick moment, just getting something to drink, cup of coffee, maybe a biscuit,
maybe both.
A quick breather.
Yeah, they can take a quick break if they want to. You can stall the match for 2 minutes if you want to. It's a new rule. Both teams get to pause the match for 2 minutes. Italy and South Korea both have not yet used their 2-minute pause.
It doesn't happen that much. Like every now and then you'll get like the odd team like throw in their break, but a lot of the times they're just like they just you know, kind of just play the whole match out. Yeah.
That is true.
Don't even remember if I knew whether we had breaks for the entirety of the group stage matches that I played. I can't remember.
No. That wasn't the case. It was really weird. They edited that rule out like mid-weekend, I'm pretty sure. The UK used it against us, the Netherlands, but then the day after we couldn't use it against South Korea because the rule wasn't officially written on the Wikipedia or so, but they edited it into the Wikipedia the day after for the round of 16 onwards. So now it's an official rule, and in the group stage it was a bit of an experimental rule, I guess. It was kind of weird to see some people being able to use it and others not quite being able to use it, but it is as it is. Next pick anyway, Italy.
Stage.
That is such a difficult name to say. Brynhildur in the darkness. Which is a hard rock pick once again.
Yeah. Pisawa now. It's quite tricky from what I've seen so far.
Vito's calling it a PP map. I do want to see him prove that. I am interested.
You get a good 500 PP almost. FCing it 6 stars, 6.3 hard rock. Be like 470, 480.
Probably, yeah. Maybe even a tad bit higher. It's a short map. Yeah. So actually, with the new PP system, I'm not entirely sure. It would give a nice bunch of PP, at least.
Yeah, definitely. Almost kicking myself a little for not getting my top play sooner. So I just realized if I had have done my top play before the rework, it would have been worth 800 PP. I could have been like, yeah, first 800 PP play.
That's going to take you a while to get to now.
Definitely, but the more worth it too.
That is true. Put in the work and effort and you'll get there. Sixth map of the match here. Italy's pick again. Hard rock really being their only way out, probably. And so far, both teams are going to move into 205. Vito, however, with the first miss. And that is going to give South Korea an early lead again, but this is a short map.
It's going to drop. SS is still from Motion and Spectator.
Vito's gonna miss as well, though, so Italy can't capitalize on that miss, sadly, from Rockma. But at least the score difference isn't that big right now, and there's not a lot that can happen anymore this match. Karim is gonna miss as well, but the map is really short. Vito again struggling. Only Arma with combo left in Italy. Everybody holding on to combo fine right now, but South Korea already built up an early lead, and then he might just be able to pull it to them. Just with this lead they already built up towards at the start of the map. There's no need for anything else, really. There's going to be a lot of misses there.
SS just before the last spinner. So close.
I think that's the nasty pattern Sekra mentioned. Only Spectator with the full combo.
Only one droplet miss on Spectator's side. All 99.89% in terms of accuracy. So the average not changing between each player. And Italy's still quite close. 1 miss, 2 miss, and 5 miss. Like, that's still really not that far away, honestly. It's just very unfortunate the misses being a bit spread out on Vito's side.
That is very commendable indeed from Italy, but it's not going to happen. The point is not going to happen. They're still going to have to play even better than that to counter South Korea, and it's looking like they might not get the opportunity to. We're going to get Zetsubo no Fuchi. And as perhaps our final pick of the match is double time, picked by South Korea for the first time in this match. It's a rain difficulty at AR9. This is interesting because Karim and Arma are really solid on these maps. Vito isn't too bad either. This might actually, again, be an opportunity for Italy to try and grab at least a single point, but this is going to be really hard in this position. Being down 6-0, as they'll have to win 7 times in a row to restore and win this match, which, looking at how the match went thus far, seems very unlikely.
And really interesting. I think China's going to be watching this match very closely, and if you are China, how do you mentally prepare for this with South Korea this strong at the moment? Seeing rivals trading between World Cup titles. Quite a fair bit, actually. Taking each other on in multiple grand finals, at least 3, I believe. So...
yeah, plenty. They've seen plenty. I really do hope that Italy is going to be able to pull up their A game here in the last stretch of the match. As we get started with the 7th map. Again, very strong roster from South Korea. But again, Italy, this is their strongest point in Katsubi. This is what they are best at. Double time, hard rock. Spectator with a lot of early misses.
So, looks like Vito's gonna miss right as I was gonna say he's put on hidden.
Yeah, so that's gonna give a bit of an early lead to South Korea. That's gone to Italy again, and since Motion is gonna miss as well. The first time Italy is leading.
Definitely want what Italy wants in the early game. Definitely want to take the advantage. And Arma's gonna drop. So...
Spectator's going to do the same though, so Italy is going to barely hold on to that lead. Vito actually doing really well here for the first time. He's going to miss now.
He's going to drop though.
The scoreline is really
very narrow.
Exactly, it's really close this time around as we're approaching the halfway point. Still have 2 people with full combo over here. Spectator's going to miss, so Italy is going to be able to capitalize quite nicely in that second miss there for Spectator. Italy is actually looking like the stronger team for the first time this match. QWH also missing for South Korea, and that score difference is only going to grow bigger for Italy now. This is really impressive from Italy. South Korea once again isn't performing bad at all.
Vito's gonna drop though, so things will slowly start to go back towards Korea, but I think Italy should still have advantage right now. Oh, Vito's gonna miss once more.
That full bar is getting dangerously close towards South Korea with Vito missing multiple times. They're gonna need a miss from South Korea, and it's not happening. And it's not looking like Vito can hold on. As South Korea will just grab another point right at the end. Italy heartbreak with only 20,000 points of difference. 30,000 points of difference by now even. Barely missing out on that final map. A full combo here for Karim though, very impressive. He's done all he could, Arma saved for him. Vita also performed really well, but missed a few times towards the end, which is really unfortunate.
Very nervous in that end part from the looks of things. Still very strong showing from Italy, as well as South Korea, of course. And, you know, it's not over for Italy. They do have their losers bracket matchup that they can still come back with. And at the same time, they're still top 6 now, from what I know.
Yeah, they've got some really fun.
They are going to finals week.
They are indeed. They will be in the losers bracket, and South Korea is going to remain here in the winners bracket, facing off China next week. The famous matchup between the two titans is going to happen next week, everybody. And that was so unfortunate for Italy there towards the end. Even the miss count was like a lot higher on the end of Korea this time around, with them having 20 misses total and Italy only having 9 misses. So it's just unfortunate to see. Chile is going to be facing off Italy. So coming from the green, white, red flag country to another green, white, red flag country, Chile, in the losers final bracket.
Incredibly close in resemblance, but not as close in terms of language.
That is correct indeed. But it's nice to see this color palette making it this far in the tournament.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's only one more match upcoming for today. As you can see on the screen here, we have Indonesia versus the United States, which is going to happen at 3 PM UTC time. So you still have quite a bit of time, about an hour and 7 minutes before we get started with the action here. Might be a very interesting match to behold. So I do recommend you guys, if you're going to go away for a little bit, whatever you want to do, eat food, get yourself a drink, go outside, whether you want to spectate the night sky or the nice bright sun, you might want to follow the channel, because you'll get an email notification whenever we go live with any content, anything. And that is wonderful, as you won't miss out on any of the action. You can also buy banners on the Yosu website to support your favorite team. All funding goes into the tournament prize pool and into the game itself, and we will love you for doing it. Subscribing is also an option if you're feeling really generous. And again, we do appreciate all of it, as all goes into funding for the game.
Yeah.
That was the shameless plug. So it's the end of the match, but I do indeed genuinely hope you guys return in an hour and 6 minutes from now on to spectate Indonesia versus the United States. It's going to be a cool match.
If you've got RGB fans, you could even just watch that for the hour in the meantime.
You can do a lot of things, but at least do return. That's what we all want you to do. Anyhow, I think that's it. That's it for us, right, G-Bo? I think that's the last match for us this weekend.
Yeah, it is. I do think so, yeah.
Yeah, it is. We'll have some other casters readied up for you guys within the hour. And hopefully we shall see you back. Alrighty.
We'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week with the recap and some other matches. Thank you so much for watching, and do take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
See you later.